Good morning, y'all. Just another day in trucking. I woke up to a surprise this morning. The surprise I woke up to this morning is, y'all see this all over the ground? This is the coolant out of my rig. All over the ground. It actually, that metal clamp rubbed a hole in that plastic line. Another great idea by Freightliner. So, to replace this line, I've already hooked the hose up. This hose right here goes to a drain plug back there. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, to drain all the coolant out the motor. I had to walk way over yonder to Ace Hardware to get 3 5-gallon buckets to drain this coolant in, because this motor holds 16 gallons of coolant. Now, to replace this line, this right here has a clip in it. You got to use a screwdriver to pop that clip up and the line pulls off. I've got to disconnect it there, back there, and down there. The hardest part of this job is draining the coolant. Yep, I did it again, but it's all part of the job. I got the last line Freightliner had too. I wish they'd have had the shipment of upgraded lines, because the upgraded lines that they're putting on these now are metal. I wish they'd have had those, but they didn't. So now I'm having to drain all of my coolant into these buckets. And yeah, you've got to have 15 of them, because these engines hold a lot of coolant. But right now, there's all the coolant that was in my reservoir all over the ground. That's what I woke up to this morning. So, and then after I get the old line off, I don't have to pull the clips out on the new ones. You just push them on, they snap on. So the hardest part of this job is draining the coolant out of the motor. Okay, what's your question? And this motor is a Detroit, it's a DD15. This is a 2016 Freightliner Cascadia. But, yep, all my coolant is all over the ground. Yay me. We're not on that subject right now. Stay the subject. If it doesn't pertain to what I'm doing right now, it's a question I will not answer. Okay? Any questions to that, please refer to my other videos. The answers are in there for you. But, yep, this is what happens when Freightliner decides to put a metal clamp around a plastic line. It eventually rubs through it, which is what happened to me. And that's why my coolant's all over the ground. Howdy, Carol. So, now, to drain the coolant out of the block, you have to have a 3/4 inch deep well socket, half drive or 3/8. Half drive is preferable, because sometimes it can be hard to get off, but all I had was a 3/8. You stick it in there, you loosen that fitting back there. After the fitting is loosened, the coolant starts running out, then you got to quickly get this hose on it. Put this hose on it so it'll drain all out to the bucket. Yeah, I'm having a marvelous day. Don't worry, I'll be back. Yeah, it does suck, but breakdowns happen. It's part of the job. But luckily for me, when I decided to shut down last night, I shut down a 1/4 mile from a Freightliner dealership, which is that way. So I had to walk down there this morning to get my new line. And the hardware store is about a half mile that way. So I walked down there to get these buckets to drain all the coolant in. So I lucked up on that one because, like I said, I woke up to this mess. Life of a trucker. I'm about to set y'all down for a second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, it's slowly filling up. I got about 2 gallons in there right now. That means I got about 13 gallons to go. I'm glad I'm doing my 34-hour reset because my load delivers tomorrow. But, yep. I'm also glad I know how to work on my own damn truck. Otherwise, this could have been an expensive repair. And most of the price tag is in labor. Because I can tell you right now, the labor on these things is not cheap. At least I don't have to climb up there with a 5-gallon bucket to put this stuff back in my truck. I walked inside the truck stop here and bought one of those hand pump siphons. I got smart. So I'll just run the line up there and just pump it back in. It might take a while, but I'll get it. No big deal. I wish I had a claw wrench that goes on the end of a ratchet so I could open this thing up a little bit more, get it to drain faster. Unfortunately, my dumb butt didn't buy one while I was at Ace Hardware. So, oh well. It happens. You can't expect everybody to think of everything, but it helps if you do. Doo-be-doo-be-doo-doo. You're right, it does happen. And luckily for me, it happened where everything's within walking distance of me, thank God. If everything went within walking distance, it'd cost me about $650 just to have my truck towed somewhere to get it fixed. And then all the parts was like 70 bucks. And then another 40 at Ace Hardware for the buckets, the hose, and the socket. So I'm in for about $110 so far. It's a lot better than a $650 tow bill, plus labor, which would have run, it could have run up to $1,000, depends on how long it takes them to do this. And that's just a guesstimation, so don't take my word for it. But you know how dealerships are? They straight out charge you $340 to start with just to analyze the problem, which I already knew what it was, but they're going to do it anyway. Then you got to pay for parts, labor. At least this way, I ain't got to worry about labor because I'm doing it myself. That is true. Depends on when they can get to it. Knowing my luck, it'd be a week and somebody else would have to come get my load, which means I'd lose this high dollar load I got. And if my wheels ain't turning, I'm losing money. I would actually have, in order for me to make it worth my time to run this truck, I'd have to have at least $1,200 a day, minimum. But yeah, this is my dilemma for the day. So after I get this done, I'll come back online and let y'all see the finished results. Because Freightliner did give me some new clamps that actually have the rubber bushing around them, so I don't have to worry about it rubbing through the line no more. But let's see, why can't you drain the radiator or take bottom hose off faster? Because doing that, it only drains the radiator. It doesn't drain the entire block. I have to drain the entire block because this line goes to my fuel system and my air compressor. And I can't have any of this getting in that, so I have to drain the block itself. Unfortunately, I wish it was that simple. But yeah, I will come back online when I am all done, because I don't think y'all want to sit here for the next hour watching this stuff run in the bucket. So, I'll catch y'all later.